Back to the channel. My name is Mahesh Karia. You're watching me on YouTube now, and in this session I'm going to take you through MongoDB Realm. So if you are not familiar about Realm, so this is a real-time engine that allows you to connect with MongoDB in real time, okay, like Firebase. Okay, so this is a real-time solution where you can utilize this thing in your chatting application, in real-time graphs. Let's say if you have a Bitcoin or finance based graph that you need to monitor in real time, that's kind of situations that you can handle with Realm. So you can directly go to realm.io as well, where you will get all the information and all the docs over there. And if you have to start from very scratch, you need to go to the MongoDB sign in. Okay, it's the same process like Atlas. There are few features are added by MongoDB, and you can choose here to log in with GitHub or Gmail account. So I'll choose to go with the Gmail account, and you can create new projects as well over here, and this is available for free usage as well. And the folks who are not familiar about MongoDB is a NoSQL database that allows you to have a good bandwidth of read capacity, where you can read the data, huge data, unlike SQL servers. Okay, so this is the biggest advantage of using MongoDB. And there is a new tab here which is App Services and Charts. Okay, so we'll go there later. For now I'll be choosing this App Services, and after that you will be greeted with another very beautiful page like this. Okay, so once we go there, you can clearly see here this is available for real-time sync for Kotlin, Swift, React Native, React, Xamarin, and for Flutter. Okay, and GraphQL plus React app boilerplate is also available. You can choose this thing as well. So this tutorial is not specific to front-end back-end things. This is specially for all the users. They can use the SDKs of Realm and get in touch with that. Okay, so now I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna show you what kind of features that we get. So here you can choose your template. You can link to your cluster. Okay, the default cluster that I have is cluster 0. You can name it whatever it may be. You can name it the application name, you can choose according to your choice, and here you can change this server location. Okay, the region. Okay, so I am from India, so I have choose this AP South one. According to your region you can choose. By the way, it is a kind of flexibility to choose any region, but it's fine. It's good to have a region where you don't have that much of traffic. Okay, so I always choose the newer regions that AWS is announcing. Okay, so and then you can click here on create app service. So you, by the way, you can create your serverless functions into the MongoDB as well nowadays. You can now we will go deep dive into each of these features later. So I hope guys you are familiar with npm. If not, npm is a node package manager through which you can globally install the CLI, and through the CLI you can log in and install the boilerplate codes as well. So after once you have it, you need to log in. Okay, so by this command, so I'm gonna tell you from where you will get your excuse me, API key and private key in a while. Okay, and after that, here you need to choose like are you working on Xamarin, Dart, Flutter, React Native, Kotlin, Swift, iOS, whatever. So you can choose and you can fetch the boilerplate template that is available, and after that the readme is given. You can go to that particular directory and you can proceed the further things. Okay, so I'm gonna close this up. Oh, and I'm gonna click here in once again in app services, and here I have this that I have just created. So I don't want this again, so I'm gonna delete this. Okay, let's explore a few other things. So that's build your own app. Okay, view database and This is React.js plus Realm Web boilerplate as well. So this is also available for GraphQL users if you like to go with the GraphQL things. That's it. So now we'll jump to the next thing very quickly. What I have chosen, I forgot. Let me go back and build your own app. I'm gonna choose this time. Here again I'm gonna choose create app service. Okay, so this is a kind of shared hosting I'm using right now. Now you can see here device sync. Device sync is used to sync between the devices, two devices, like chatting apps like that. GraphQL and Web SDKs. Web SDKs is something that I enjoy the most. Okay, so here you can see next filtering queries. Okay, this is a kind of, okay, now here like Firebase, you can set up the rules as well for your applications to have read permissions, write permissions for specific APIs. Let's go to real-time SDKs. Here if you are using any Node.js application, you can choose like this, npm install save realm, and then you can proceed with this thing. Okay, that IDM that I'm gonna show you in a while. Okay, so it's not a big deal. So the most of the things are given here already, so you will get the nice little boilerplate already. So like this subscriptions, okay, real-time dot write the thing. So here real-time dot open, in order to connect with uh, your schema, we use this thing, and that's it. This given already. Okay, hopefully we can choose TypeScript as well over here. Okay, so TypeScript is there as well. Let's go to the web. So if you are using web application, the process will remain the same through the npm. For Android specific users, you can choose the class paths and go for that. And for iOS, same pod install things package you need to install. .NET, through the .NET the process will remain the same for all the things that you can work. Okay, real-time object models. Okay, here you can generate a JSON schema. Okay, if you already have Atlas application, so I already have it, so I'm gonna choose here. Okay, so let me close this thing. To do attempt, this things I have created already. Generate the sampling of 500 things and this kind of schema that you can clearly see here. So I hope you guys are familiar with the MongoDB Atlas already. Now let's go to the authentication. Now authentication is something that allows you to have a similar approach like Firebase to you can edit this thing on this thing, so anonymously someone can log into your system. Okay, and after that you can provide your Gmail authentication as well. So like custom data users, once again you can see all the users over here. You can add your own user as well if you want to manage the things. So authentication we have covered, rules that we have seen already. Okay, so you can click here after each change to review the draft. This is the changes that we have made, and you can deploy it accordingly. It will update in a while. Okay, and after that real-time SDKs we have gone through. Device sync is to have a sync between two devices or multiple users. For the multiple users we use this device sync thing. Okay, GraphQL, most of the developers the mobile developers like to work with GraphQL to have that kind of flexibility to get any data what they want in the front end. So for that users, definitely you can generate the schema, write your own things, and proceed with the things as well. Okay, functions is another very cool thing. The serverless functions, hopefully you are familiar with it guys. And here I'm gonna name it, the function name would be my very first function. Okay, and here you can provide the, if you want authentication, of course you need to provide authentication, so you can choose this thing, or you can choose user ID or something like that. Okay, log functions argument, I'm not that aware about that, but let's click here. Okay, we can by the name we can understand what it is about. a private function may be called incoming webhooks. No, I don't want a private. I need to have access from outside. So I'm gonna choose save draft, and I'm gonna proceed with the this very first function. So you guys are familiar with this thing, okay? So it's not a big deal. So you can write the main logic over here, and you can proceed, and you can create your own triggers as well. If you guys are familiar with triggers, so that, and you can directly check over here. Add dependency is the function that allows you to have you can provide Lodash, you can provide the current version, which is optional unless and you provide the version, otherwise it will take the latest version. Okay, like Express as well, you can add Express, and once you add the Express, you can feel free to use Express in here as well, but I suggest you to not use any framework in the functions because the memory size is not that big in most of the cases. While using function, it should be minimal. So here you can write anything, then you can run the things, you can check the things, exports hello world. Okay, so I got my hello world. So yeah, it was the basic one. In settings, you can again modify the things according to your options. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the trigger part. Okay, so trigger is something that allows you to set up trigger. Let's say in every 12 o'clock in the morning I need to send message or WhatsApp message. If you are planning to do this kind of things, you can trigger, or based on the data, once you get the 100 million records, then you need to trigger something message to developer that we are making changes over there, or you need to do something. So like that you can trigger the messages as well. Endpoints is another very important thing where you have HTTP endpoints. You can create your own endpoints here. You can provide the route like users. Uh, you can get this endpoint, and the benefit of using this thing, you will get the free gateway. So that gateway we are getting for free, so it's really very good for whatever the subdomain we are getting, because all we want to test the data, and for that why we need to go for the AWS and lots of other things if you have freedom to use this thing. Okay, so for you can definitely go with the API. I'm gonna choose a get method, and I'm gonna use return type would be JSON or eJSON, you can use as well, it's all your choice. Okay, view example, and eJSON would be this will be like this. Okay, and JSON will remain the same in a string. So lots of folks likes to work with bson, eson, so it's all your choice. Okay, and after that authentication is must. Okay, so select the function, and authentication I always provide. So verify payload signature if you want, no additional authorization for now, because if you provide authentication, then that particular user only will get the data, otherwise it will free to use, and you will get multiple requests in the production, and somehow the billing will be affected by that unwanted things. Okay, so save draft, and like the way you can create your very first trigger through that particular function. So that function would be my trigger, okay, that I have just created. So I have selected over here, so it will triggered whenever like I'll perform the things. Okay, so this is my API. Okay, once again, all the changes that we are making we need to deploy, and I'm gonna click here, and I'm gonna go to the values. Honestly, the value that I haven't used it, but hopefully something we can do here. Give a value name. Value name should help you to easily understand what is contents might be. I'm not that familiar about values, honestly. Link data sources, deployment, hosting, logs, and app settings. That link data sources, of course, MongoDB cluster that we are using, and if we choose here, definitely we can go, we can choose n number of clusters if we have accordingly. At last service name, you can name it service 1. Okay, MongoDB connection string you will get here, okay, with that username password if you know. So one thing I forgot to tell you guys, when I was using Realm. So Realm SDKs. Okay, so there is users, app users. Here we get. Okay, and one more thing that we are looking for. Okay, let it be, we'll get back to it. So yeah, IP access list, if you are familiar about it, IP where you can use 00 to have a connection to entire world. So 000.0/0 means you can, anyone can access this your gateways and database, but you can specify your EC2 ID if you're working on AWS, or your Azure ID, Azure instance ID over here, and that particular ID will access or read write the data according to the permissions. So app setting is also very important to generalize the things. Okay, and you can definitely use two-factor authentication as well. Okay, logs, of course, here you can see all the logs. So I don't have much things for now, so I can't see anything over here. Hosting, uh, you can upgrade your plans, and you can have your own domain over here. Okay, so by the way, for the paid users, if you are planning to go with the MongoDB, please go with the Atlas. It's really very, I'm using in one of my production ready application. Okay, for cryptocurrency based application where it's working really very fine. For tracking only I'm using it. Okay, if so, for tracking that I'm using this charts. Okay, and this is another really very cool thing, and most of the folks are not using it, by the way. Let's stay with me, and I'm gonna show you what are the possibilities of charts. Okay, so next, the nice help pop-ups that you will get over here, and from here you can embed this thing. By the way, it will generate the source code, hopefully. I'm not sure though. Okay, yeah, this base URL we got. Okay, for now we'll stick to the basic things. So like the way you can manipulate all your things, all your data, you can create your own graphs, you can create your own things like this over here. Okay, and how you can do that, you can simply go here, sorry, add new dashboard, provide the description, save it. Okay, and here we go, you are ready to add new chart. Okay, and project you can choose according to your database things. So what are the on the top of any database, any collection, you can make the charts what's going on over there, and it will continuously monitor in real time that what is happening. So that's the beauty of this thing. Okay, and now in here, if I don't have anything over here, just ID I have, so I can drag and drop the things. Imagine you have many things over here like movies and all the things you can drag and drop. You can categorize the things as well accordingly. You can you can provide the series category, and in filter you can provide a number of things based on that particular query. You can get the data. Okay, so like the way, and you can customize your x-axis colors, y-axis, and all the other things. So like this you can proceed. Oh, by the way, this is realm.io, and deploy your sample app. Click here, and you can click to database as well. While I'm going there, it will redirect it to your mongodb.com. Okay, so no worries, I don't want to go there. And you can prefer to use documentation as well, and there are nice beautiful documentation is given, like for the Flutter we have good kind of things over here. Install realm on Flutter, incompatible with 2.17.3. Make sure, because I was facing issues with that as well. So it's very easy. You just need to add Flutter pub, add realm, and just proceed with the things that we have seen already. So most of the things that we have covered here already, hopefully we are not missing anything, because to cover everything we don't have much time actually. but hopefully we have gone through the most of the things and we understood the most of the things. And by the way, still if you are facing issues, definitely you can reach out to me. You can add something in the comment box what you want from my side. Definitely I'll make it for you. And don't forget to subscribe my channel if you haven't already, and smash that like button. And hopefully you guys are satisfied with today's tutorial. And yeah, here we go. And tada, bye bye, good day, see you soon.